Okay, so welcome to the weekly group call. It's May 24th today. And so today I'm gonna show you a couple different things on LinkedIn. So I have some content prepared for the call, but I will, as always, start by asking you if you have any questions here, Sabine. So do you have any prepared questions for me?
Well, my main question is from the um, some of the material you gave me. I tried to do. I'm sorry, I just forgot the word. Is when you take all of the information you have on your LinkedIn, and then you have this visual image of the words that pop up most prominently, and it was a mess, and I just didn't know how to start changing that, because if you looked at the visual that my LinkedIn profile generated, it was just not very impressive. Didn't seem to be obviously about skincare, since this is relatively a short experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that if I need to make, what do you call this again, a word cloud?
Word cloud.
Yeah, so the word cloud was really not impressive. And so I think I have a major amount of work to do in order to get the word cloud to be better.
Okay. Well,
And
that's
I'm not sure even how to start, because it was
well.
just
I can
way
see you,
off
but I
my
can't hear you.
target.
Hey Andros, like you're very quiet. Can you turn your volume up at all, Andros? I could hear you before, but it was quiet. Go ahead, try talking. Are you there, Andros? Can you hear us? I don't want to. I don't want to focus on this too much. Okay. Well, Sabine, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, Sabine, and let's
Okay.
take a look at your profile, and we'll start from there. So, hang on a
Can you hear
second.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Andros. We can hear you. So I'm about to do a screen share right now. We're looking at Sabine's profile, and we're going to look at her word cloud, and
Can't hear you.
we're going to help her with that right now. So I'm going to hop on there in just a second. So okay, do you are you seeing my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm on my profile, but I'm actually going to hop over to your profile. And I don't know if you've seen the way we're doing this now. We kind of found a little bit of an easier way of pulling up the word cloud. But what I'm doing now is, you see where that ellipsis is right here, the three dots?
Yes.
If I click on this, what I'm doing is I click on Save to PDF. And
That's
what that
much
does
better.
is it grabs all of the text from your profile, and it'll create a PDF document, but it'll grab everything, including your work experience. So it grabs all the text. So now if
Right.
I open up that document, which I've done now, I can just copy and paste all this text and then paste it into the word cloud, so that I get a full reading of all the keywords that are being triggered by your LinkedIn profile.
Okay.
Is that the way you did it before, or was that?
Oh, I did it in a lame way. I copied all of my of the words, the writing on my LinkedIn, put it in a Word document, and then worked from there. So it was time consuming. It was lame. This is like a million times easier.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's something we kind of newly discovered as an easier way of just grabbing the text. So it's a simpler way of doing the same thing. Um, okay, so now I go into wordclouds.com. So you can see the URL on the top of my screen there is
Right.
wordclouds.com, has an S on the end. And then I'm sure you were able to do this part, but I'm going to go ahead and just paste in what I just copied off of that PDF, and that apparently didn't copy. Let's do that again. Okay, so now I'm just going to come back over here. There we go. So I pasted in all the text that came up on your profile. I'm going to click apply, and we're going to run a word cloud on your profile.
So see, this is like nonsense.
So let me, I'm going to change the shape and just do like a pure circle, not a, okay. So this gives me something to work with here. So yeah, you have a lot of different words. You don't have a lot of, I think what's happening is you have a lot of words that are not repeating. So it is good that the word design is probably the most central and, the biggest word here. That's a good thing.
But no, because I'm not a designer anymore.
Okay.
I need to transition over to skincare, artisan, body care, things like that, essential oils, things like that. So
Well, I
right
mean,
now there's nothing in it.
gotcha. So a good portion of this you have to realize is it is keyword optimized, and what that means is that you are going to have to do some work here, rewriting your profile and rewriting your summary, especially.
Yes.
Because if I look at your summary, it's only one sentence long right now.
Oh.
It really should be, you should take advantage of the full summary, which can be up to 2,000 characters. And maybe, I keep forgetting the number. It's either 2,000 or 3,000 characters.
Okay.
You have about probably 150 characters here, maybe 200. So you should be filling this up entirely. And to give you some context, like I'm going to pull up my profile.
Okay.
Context about what I'm like kind of talking about. And I'm gonna do the same thing under my profile where I open up the PDF. And I just want to show you because my summary, I use every single character that I'm allowed to.
Okay.
So that so this is my for instance, this is my summary right here, and it goes all the way down to here. That's just my summary section, and it's loaded. It's specifically written to focus on keywords like internet marketing, online marketing, LinkedIn, things like that.
Okay.
So sometimes to the point where it's redundant, but I have to be redundant because from a search engine standpoint, it's necessary to repeat myself with the keywords I want to be ranked for.
Okay.
So like if I look at my thing here, it says I'm the founder of my company's Coaching Biz Mastery is an online marketing business that provides done-for-you services and one-on-one consulting to assist with brand awareness, client relationships, and then you'll see like online marketing again.
I see.
And if you go through it here, here's online marketing again.
I see. I
kind of I have to language it in a way that is you can't like repeat the word over and over. But if you write like a coherent sentence and you kind of jam it in there a few extra times, then that's a great way of getting that word in there over and over.
Okay.
But you'll see if you go through this, I throw it in there quite a bit because one of the ones I want to be ranked for is online marketing. So that's something that I really worked to include. And if you go into like the experience section, there's online marketing again. Here's online marketing, and it's very purposefully put in there.
I see.
So, and here it is again.
Wow. Okay, I see.
So I do it on purpose, but I'm also cautious not to do it. You can't make it too obvious, or because the algorithms that pick this stuff up, they can if they detect that you're just keyword jamming, or meaning like you're just in like consecutively, then they might penalize you. So you, like kind of what I'm doing here, you have an organic language to it, but you're hitting those same keywords over and over, that the ones that you want to be ranked for.
Right. I guess my hurdle is because I have 30 years experience in design and packaging.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I have 2 years experience in handcrafted skincare products. I mean, a professional. I've done that for a long time, but it's very short. So I have, it's a little more complicated because I cannot rewrite my design experience. I can try to put in a few things that tie it in with what I'm doing now. But other than making my introduction as, utilizing every word I can use to my advantage, it's going to still be a little bit of an uphill battle.
Yeah, and I understand that. I would just say that even though you have less experience in what you're doing now, from a keyword standpoint, when you're writing about your experience in the past, you could still use keywords that are relevant to your new career.
Right.
Even talking about that, I mean, you could talk about, if you're even writing about your section about design and packaging, I mean, talk about how this has, in that section, you can talk about how this has led you to be a better a better, to have the knowledge necessary to run your skincare product line,
Right.
and kind of force in those keywords there. And you can see, this is my word cloud here, but you can see I have like the word marketing is very, very big. The word online is big. Sales, LinkedIn, business, consulting is a little bit smaller, but it's there. Coaching. And then Infusionsoft, which is
What
something
is that?
known for. Infusionsoft is it's a software. It's a CRM, which means customer relations management or client relations management software.
Okay.
So a lot of business coaches in the seminar world and use it as a marketing software. It's pretty expensive, but I'm certified in the software, so I consult on that software. So it's something I want to be known for.
Okay.
It's not something that you would need at this time. It's the software itself starts at about $300 a month and goes up from there, so it's not cheap.
Okay.
So, yeah. Let's see here. But you get the idea, though. So basically, the way I've structured my profile, I've very purposefully ranked myself for the keywords that I want to be known for. So that's a great question to ask yourself. Like, what do you want to be known for? Figure out what those keywords are and then work backwards. One more thing. So
can everyone hear me? This is Andros. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah,
great. I've been listening. You guys couldn't hear me, but I've been here.
Okay, good. I've seen you. I've seen you show up there a few times. Did you have something to add?
Yeah. I mean, I think that Justin is totally on the right track. The main thing is that, as people start to understand how keywords work, then the AI gets a lot smarter. I was talking to a friend of mine he programs artificial intelligence. And there's this whole concept of deep learning with computers. And basically what they do is they start looking at data and they start crunching the data and re-crunching the data based on the new information. And they do it over and over again. So the more natural you are with the wording, the better it's going to be, because if you are not, they're gonna basically not blacklist you, but just ignore your results.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to keep the language natural. You can kind of overuse the word, a little bit more than you normally would, but you still have to. It has to be coherent, and it still has to make sense. So that's pretty cautious with the way I write this out. So it's a great point. And I wanted to just show you one tool. This gets into it gets a little bit advanced, but I do want to do this. I'm going to pull up a website called semrush.com. And there's a free version of this. This is a competitive analysis tool, but it basically runs search results on Google to tell me what people are searching for online.
Okay.
So let me just check one thing here. So
yeah, it's really good.
So you want to be known for essentially skincare products, correct? Is that like
more or less, yeah.
Okay, so if I type in here skincare products, it'll pull up a keyword analysis, and what I can do is I can kind of come down here and I can see that these are the words that people are searching on Google right now.
Right.
I think I might have typed in. Okay, I put it in as one word. It should be separate. Let's try that again. So when I do that, it shows me this is a monthly search volume. So this is telling me that there are 8,100 people that are within the U.S. that are searching the keyword skincare products on Google each month.
Right. And I'm the natural skincare products.
And
So
natural.
not just any skincare products. It's the natural skincare products.
Okay.
Or
So then
organic, like
right
either
here in the bottom,
organic
you
or
can
natural.
see
Yeah.
natural. So 2,400 are searching the keyword natural skincare products. And I'll go ahead and click on that. And we can also, what's nice about this, we can see who is ranking for this keyword right now to see how competitive it is. We can also see who's running ads. So you can look at like who your competitors are, and then you can kind of model what they're doing. So if we look over here, we can see that like this company Juice Beauty is running ads against the word natural skin products. L'Oreal, Seed Body Care, and then Olay. So those are
And that makes me think these are really not my competitors, because that's kind of
yeah.
I'm an alternative, and I'm sure I have a lot of competition in natural skincare, but I think maybe it should be handcrafted skincare, because I'm looking, all of these companies are not going to be my competitors.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin. Justin, I was just wondering if you could do a long tail keyword of maybe something like natural, non-allergic, or let's do like 3 qualifiers. So maybe natural, non-allergic, and organic, and see what comes up.
Yeah, I'm trying organic now.
Okay.
So the concept here with long tail keywords is that essentially you're going to throw in a phrase. And if you find a particular phrase that actually does get a lot of traffic, but nobody's ranked for that particular phrase, that gives you a huge advantage. Because then you can create content around that particular keyword and then compete directly against those. Another option that you can do also is that if you ever want to do a Google keyword campaign, you could go to like Oil of Olay or something that's getting millions of views, and you could actually take an ad directly above their website. So if somebody puts in Oil of Olay and their website comes up first, and I've seen this so many times, a lot of people don't do this. If you put a keyword that's in direct competition with that company, so such as why settle for a corporate made, something that is machine factored, get some handmade beauty products that will here, and then they can click there and then go directly to your website. So in that way, you can actually compete directly against some of these really big competitors. And with your particular product, it's almost like I always use the Steve Jobs analogy. There's going to be people out there that don't realize they need your product until they're introduced to your product.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, that's one of the strategies that you can use with that. I mean, this gets into a deeper conversation about search engine optimization, but it does stay relevant to what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would just add a couple things. So this software here, when you're looking at the people that come up, they're running the ads.
Yes.
They're not necessarily your direct competitors, but they are running ads against the words that you think you would search. So that all this means is that they're running ads for this natural skincare was the first one we searched, and now organic skincare. So you see
which means that they're putting a lot of money into this. So I will be, there will be X amount of pages before me, because these people have the ability to come up before me, because they're putting a lot of money into their ads, correct?
That's true, but that's also on Google, and your LinkedIn profile does get ranked in Google, so we want to be aware of that.
Okay.
In LinkedIn, there might this data is just stuff that we're looking at that we can use and apply it towards your LinkedIn profile.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
We're also looking at how many people are searching the term, because we want the keyword that we put in your LinkedIn profile, we want one that's being actively searched.
Oh, yes.
so that we want people to, when they go onto LinkedIn, to search that term, and then is that you can pop up there. So
Yes.
organic skincare products has a decent search volume, 2,900 a month, and that might be a good keyword to focus on. So
Mm-hmm.
I would consider using something like organic skincare products. And if I kind of take Andros' advice and we look at like organic, natural skincare products, let's see if anything pops up here. It may not. So you have a much smaller search volume. There are some people searching best organic natural skincare products, like 50 people a month, and then and that brings up this company OGEE, which might be a more relevant competitor.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So one other thing I can do is I can actually look at that company OG. Let's just take a look at them real quick. So they run a website where they're getting roughly 1,000 visitors a month. And let's see here. And then here are some of the keywords that they're ranking for. And this may or may not be relevant. I don't know that much about this company,
Mm-hmm.
but you can do this with any company, and you can kind of see what they're ranking for, because
Yeah.
the idea is to see, a lot of these people have already done the research, and you're kind of borrowing the research and then applying it to
Yeah.
your,
I see. I understand.
yeah.
Now, one of the things that's great about LinkedIn, especially if you pay for even the free month for the either the Sales Navigator or the Business Development one or Job Seeker, you can go to the LinkedIn profile page of the business, and there'll be all these stats that are there that you can like look into. So you can actually look at the types of employees that are there, how much revenue they're doing, depending on how they're reporting. But LinkedIn's
Mm-hmm.
actually grabbing some of this data, and then when you go there, you can actually look at your competitors directly and see what
Right.
kind of business they are from a more 50,000 foot perspective. And then, you can do a little bit of research. So, for instance, when you go to their page, are they posting on a regular basis? Do they have an active Facebook account or an active other social media account? And if they
Mm-hmm.
don't, that gives you a huge advantage over a fairly substantially large company.
Yeah, and
Right.
so for anyone that's watching the replay, since this is being recorded and we only have one person on the line, so Sabine gets all of our attention today. When you're in SEMrush here, you just click on this this link here. It says Domain Analytics Overview. You click there, and you come up to the top here, and you'll just type in your competitor's domain name. So if you know of a competitor domain name, you just type it in here.
Okay.
So what do you know, any similar competitors that, a website at all?
Yeah. Put herbivorebotanicals.com. No,
Herbivore,
herbivore. It's
yeah.
yeah, herbivore.
Oh,
Botanicals.
I think I got it there. Is that right?
Yeah.
So then you just do a search like that. We can see how much traffic they're generating, and we can see what keywords they rank for. So they're getting 29,000 visitors a month. They're running no paid advertising, not on Google anymore.
Wow.
Maybe running it on Facebook, but not on Google. And then we can look at like what keywords they rank for, and here's a list. I can click on this View Full Report. I'll get a handful of them. If you have a paid membership to SEMrush, you can get all of them. And these are sorted by how much traffic they're generating, but we can see that they're ranking for herbivore, blue clay, moon fruit,
Fruit, yeah.
charcoal soap, and then a couple of herbivore misspellings. So it's
Yeah.
funny. A lot of people do misspell words, and so some people actually will purposely rank for the misspellings also as a strategy. And then like bamboo charcoal soap, blue clay mask, herbivore botanicals review. So it's a great tool. So if you want to kind of get
Mm-hmm.
ideas for keywords that you want to rank for in your LinkedIn
Yeah.
profile or on your website. So this goes deeper than just LinkedIn, but I'm sharing it from a broader perspective and also for your LinkedIn too.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it's a great tool, and I can come back to the overview. And the other thing this tool will do is it'll tell you other companies that are ranking for similar keywords to you. So if I go to a website, it'll tell me these are my main competitors based on, and by in the context of this, they define competitor as a company that is ranking for similar keywords. That's all.
I
That's
see.
all. So it doesn't matter if they actually are a competitor. It just means they're
Mm-hmm.
ranking for similar keywords in this context.
Okay.
So here's a few.
But so
Okay.
here's the thing, and it's kind of this is just marketing 101. If you add up like 3 or 4 of your quote competitors, go to their website, see if they're in a similar market as you, and you can start to see how much traffic they're getting to their website. You can take ads against each one of these companies. There's a lot of smaller companies. A lot of companies are not Google like buying ads against them, right? So you may find that click rate could be 2 cents, but they're getting 20, 30,000 landings a month on that particular search result. So you add all of these up pretty soon. Yes, you spend maybe $15 a day on click-throughs, but you're also getting a fairly substantial amount of traffic to your website, and you're directly competing against your bigger competitor. And
Okay.
if you're good at it, doing that, it doesn't take much. It's just strategy. Think of it as a chess game, and it's kind of fun once you get into those things.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. So I don't want to spend too much more time on this website, but again, it's semrush.com. So play around in there a little bit, and the main for LinkedIn purposes, the main thing you're doing here is you're just doing research on what your competitors are ranking for,
Mm-hmm.
and it gives you an idea of which keywords maybe you want to rank for in your profile. So that's the main reason I bring this up, is so that you can see what people are already searching, and then you can kind of get in front of that traffic by putting it on your profile.
Okay.
So is that helpful?
Very.
Okay, excellent.
But the thing is, it's all going to be a matter of time for me. So
Yeah, no, I understand that, and it takes time. It takes time to build this stuff, but a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step, right?
yes.
Right? And not only that, you're going to blink. It's going to be 2 years, and you're going to be like so much further along. So, it's really about just like one step in front of the other and getting more comfortable with these systems, which you are. I mean, like you're on the calls, you're active on LinkedIn. It's obvious that you're making efforts, and even since you and I met, I've seen tremendous strides. So you're aggressive with getting this knowledge to yourself, and that's really what it takes. And you're doing it. You're a perfect example of like the hungry entrepreneur. So
Right.
you're on the right path. So don't worry about how long it takes because we got plenty of time.
Really?
What's that?
Not really.
Well, it's a matter of perspective. It's just one thing after another. Just keep doing those steps, and
Yes.
you'll make it. You'll make it. So, did you have any other questions about anything else you're going through, or any challenges you're up against right now?
No, with LinkedIn, it's just reading through all the materials that you guys have posted. I haven't been able to go through all of it, but I'm just trying to do one at a time and improve little by little. So I don't have
Yeah.
any other questions right now that I can think of.
Okay. Well, great. Well, we're working on some new material that's going to talk about. We're going to get into Sales Navigator, and then we're going to go through steps on how to use Sales Navigator to actually reach out to people and start generating sales.
All right, that'd be great.
Yeah, so that's coming up. And if there's anything that you don't feel that we're answering, any questions or anything that's left unsure, you're just, you hit a point where you're like, oh, I thought you guys were going to cover this. let us know, and we'll make sure that we cover it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to keep up with you guys, actually. And based on some of the materials you posted, I started a company page, which I didn't
Great.
have. So it's just still very summary. It doesn't have a lot of content, but but that's something that I didn't even exist. So as you're saying, one step at a time, but I'm understanding more of this world. And I think I poo-pooed LinkedIn for a long time, and I recognize that this is actually a great tool. And I can get a lot more out of it than I ever realized.
Oh, good, good. Well, as long as so do you feel that you're getting really good value out of what we're bringing to the table right now?
Absolutely, a lot. It's
Perfect.
very, very helpful.
Great. Great. Well, if there's anything, and also, I'm glad that you're asking questions. Whenever we do these calls, bring your questions about, other things that we might need to cover about social media. This hour belongs to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a couple of things I wanted to cover real quick. Well, again, I've had a few questions come in about the membership site. So for those of you, again, watching the replay, all of the weekly calls are recorded and then they're stored on the membership site. So like down here at the very bottom where my mouse cursor is, it says weekly calls archive. If you go into here, you can watch the replays of the calls right in here. There's Andros's face. There's that one, and there's the May 10th call. So all the calls are stored in the membership portal at the bottom. And then there's also, this week we added a section on LinkedIn groups. We're going to expand this a little bit more. But we did do a video on how to create your own LinkedIn group for those of you that are interested in creating a LinkedIn group. So for like you, Sabine, you could create something about either socially conscious entrepreneurs that are interested in organic products, or you could create a group that's focused more on your consumers. So it could just be skincare or organic skincare users group or something like that.
Okay.
So you could create a group like that, and then you can invite people and you can kind of start sharing it. And so there's a good video I made there. It's about 12 minutes, and I actually create a group in the video. So you can check that out this week. And then the other thing I wanted to go over, just as like kind of bonus content, but just to give you something that you can use, or anyone else on the watching the replay can use, is this concept of LinkedIn badges. So LinkedIn actually has a feature where you can get a badge and you can put it on your website or put it on basically anything where you can type in a snippet of HTML code. You can put it in any of your emails too, typically, depending on what type of email builder you're using. But just to show you guys real quick, to access this, you just go to your profile. So I'm going to click on View Profile. You would go to Edit Your Public Profile. And then this is also where you change your URL. So the same page where you change your URL, you scroll down a bit, and then it says here, create a public profile badge. And this is kind of cool though, because essentially I'm just going to scroll down here and just show you what it looks like. So I can get one of these with a clickable button to pop up on my website if I want, or again, I can embed it in an email as a piece of HTML code. So all I have to do is there's 2 steps to do this, and this is the other one you can get. I can get the vertical one or the more horizontal version. So there's 2 steps to do this. You have to grab this section of JavaScript code and just paste it into your email or your website, and then you have to grab this section of code and place it in there as well. So I was going to do a sample real fast to show you on a platform called Squarespace, because it's just got a really easy builder. So I wanted to demo that. Is that okay, Sabine? Is that something that's interesting to you?
That's great because my website is built with Squarespace.
Oh, it's even perfect.
That's perfect.
Great.
Yeah. So, so this is actually my website is built in Squarespace. I do most of my building in WordPress now, but this one is built in Squarespace. So I've created a blank page here just for the purpose of showing this. So this is so to do this though, I just want to show you. So all I would do is I would click on edit the page content, and this is going to be conceptually the same for other page builders, like other website builders, but each one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to click on this here, and I'm going to look for a section called code. So you see here it says code. So I'm going to add a code block, and I'm going to have to do this twice, but I'm going to, let's see here. Put it here. Here it is. So I'm going to grab this piece of JavaScript code first, and I just copy the code. I come back over here, and I just paste it in this box here. So I'm just going to clear that out and paste it in. And this will just bring up, that's kind of just setting the stage for the other code piece to work. But this actually won't show up as anything. So if I were to look at my page right now, it would just look like a blank page still, even though I put in that piece of Java code. So the second step would be to just put in the other piece of code, and then and wherever I do that, that's where my this was going to show up. So I'm going to grab the vertical one. I'm going to grab the black vertical one here. I'm going to copy that code. And one more time, I'm going to do one more code box. I'm going to clear this, paste it in, and click apply. And then click save. And although you do not see anything yet, if I actually visit this page on the site now, it will. So let me do one thing real quick here. I need to. Where are we? Page controls. So I can only have so many pages enabled on Squarespace. So I needed to disable one. Now I'm going to enable this page, and then I'm going to visit it because oh, there it is there. So I'm going to open a window to my website. Oops, that's not it. New page 1. And you can see that when I pull it up now, it should, well, here it comes. It's not cooperating yet. Let me check here. So theoretically, it should open up with the, okay, with the heading. So let's see here. Apply, save. Let me try that one more time because I tested this several times earlier and it was working just fine. Interesting, but it's not cooperating right now.
Well, it's typical, you know.
Right, yeah. Let me double check let me make sure I got the entire snippet of code. That's important. So copy the code and copy that. So I'm just going to redo it one more time here to make sure that all the code copied over correctly. So this looks like it did, but I'm just going to do it one more time. Click apply. going to come back in, grab this, copy. Okay.
Why does it say script disabled?
Yeah, it shouldn't. It says there, okay, it says it's disabled while you're logged in and editing, so maybe I have to log out. That might be what's going on here. I'm not 100% sure, so unfortunately I'm not having a perfect demo right now. But I will, let me try logging out, because yeah, everything is in place, so it should be working. Interesting. So I will have to redo this, and I'll create a video on it separately. Okay. But it's having a little trouble. So the link is working. If I click on that, it's working, but the image is not populating. So that's it's too bad, because I did this exact process earlier and it was working just fine. And if I can kind of show you, if I go to my website, I added it in there already on the interesting. So that, well, I actually added it on the website already on the homepage, and now it disappeared there too. So so I think it might be something to do with the browser itself too. So let me just try one more time opening it up in Firefox, which is a different browser.
But isn't Firefox generally the problematic one?
I find Firefox to be pretty effective. I find Internet Explorer to be the most problematic. So yeah, up in Firefox, it's showing up just fine. So it's something to do with my Google Chrome. I might have actually, you know, I think I know what it is now that I'm thinking about it. I think I had a JavaScript blocker on there. So I think that's what it is. So if I come back into here, let me try. Yeah, I think what's happening is I'm opening this in what's called an incognito window. And I have a JavaScript blocker that's I can't unlock on here.
So just so you know what the situation, like what a JavaScript blocker is, to explain that, it's a small little program that runs inside of your browser that keeps windows from popping up. So you've had this where it's like, you know, a window will pop up and you have to click OK, and then you get in this loop where it's kind of like spamware. Some of the ransomware that's been around was caused by JavaScript, where it just will pop up random windows. So this is a way to circumvent that. It keeps those windows from popping up.
Right.
Let's see here. Control. Yeah, Andros, I'm still having some issues with the Chrome. Interesting. Oh, really? Well, I'll have to do a little bit of research on this one, because this was working yesterday in Chrome, and it's working on Firefox. So I'll have to just double check and see what is causing the issue. But essentially, the process I gave you is the exact process. It's just a matter of figuring out why my browser is blocking the JavaScript on the page.
Right.
That is how you will upload the badge onto your website. And it does look nice when you're kind of have that on there. And again, if we go back to the Firefox window, you can see what it looks like. That's just a blank page with a badge, but I can center it, and I can also go back to my home page where I've kind of added it toward the bottom here, where it's kind of these three windows, and have like a LinkedIn link.
I don't see it on my screen.
Oh, okay. Maybe you're not. Let's see. What do you see right now? Are you seeing?
I just see the one that just has your name on it.
Okay, there we go. Like that. And you see that now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I switched to Windows, and it didn't. The screen share didn't switch over with me, so that's why. So yeah, so that's kind of what it would look like. It's one way to do it anyway. And then you can just click on it. It does that. One other thing that I want to add when you're putting in the piece of, so let me come back here and
Don't throw it on the floor.
what's that?
Oh, nothing.
So one last thing that one little trick you can do if you're putting in the HTML code, you can always center the image anytime you want. And there's one little piece of code that you have to remember. It's a really, really simple one. But if I go into this page where I was going to put it in, and it shows up in Firefox that way. If I come here, I click on Edit for the code. And if I add an open like caret or open bracket, whatever you call that, that's the less than symbol basically, if you were doing math. And if I write the word center and then I do a closed or the greater than symbol and click space, it will automatically add this other center piece of text. So it automatically added that for me. And what I do is I grab that second part and I put it at the end. And by doing this, you'll see how the name Justin Womack has gone to the center of the page. So this will center my image. So now I have to open it up in Firefox, but if I go back into the Firefox window here, and I'm going to go ahead and come back to Firefox. Oops. Back. But if I come in here now and I load this up, it'll be in the center of the page. And now it's still having a bit of an imperfect demo here. So now it's not even loading up on Firefox, but you get the idea. So this is now it's centered. And again, we'll fix the glitch. We'll figure out whatever happened here.
Right.
That will bring your snippet of code into the middle of your website, and then that will display the badge. So conceptually, this is how it's done. I'll figure out exactly why I'm having some issues on getting it to appear, but that shouldn't be a big problem. We'll get that fixed.
Okay.
So is that helpful again?
Yeah, I just feel that before I can put this in, I better feel that it is to my advantage to put it on there.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite ready, but when I'm ready, this would be nice, a nice little feature.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the nice thing about you got a lifetime membership to the LinkedIn Mastery course, and you can always go back and refer to this conversation anytime you want. It'll be online.
Oh, that's great. That's true.
Yeah, so I think with that, we'll wrap up this week's call, and again, I think what I'll do is I'll get this sorted out and I'll get it working, and then I'll kind of do another video, just talking about putting your profile badge on your website.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting. I mean, it might just be something with Squarespace's website right now, but because I had done this yesterday and it was all working perfectly. And today it's giving me some problems, but the basic process was the one I outlined there. but I'll make sure to get all the kinks out, and I'll do a video on that to really outline it. So
Right, but at least we can understand how you're doing it. Which is
exactly.
the main point, is teaching us how to do it.
Yeah. Well, if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll do another call next week, obviously, and at that time you can ask, bring some questions that might, you might run into during the meeting.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you, Sabine. And with that, we're going to end the call. So we'll see you next week. And then remember, you still have your 1 hour session with us. So you can, when you're ready, you can email me or Andros, and we can get that on the calendar.
Okay.
All right. Really good talking to you.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a great week.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.